What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel where transparency meets trading. If you're new here, my name is Tiana, and my goal is to share my true and transparent Forex/futures day trading journey. If you want to be a part of the family and see all of the new content that I create, please like, comment, and subscribe. But without further ado, we're going to get straight into this week's video. So last week I caught an amazing setup, and I think that this video is going to be something that is very beneficial to a lot of people, especially if you trade structure. So please get out your notepads, take notes. We know that note takers are money makers. That kind of sounded like some IML shit. If you know, you know. But for real, take your notes. But anyways, let's get into it. So first off, if you are new here and you see all of these different color trend lines, I am not crazy. Please don't be alarmed. Again, I trade based off of structure, and my goal is to make sure that you guys are able to see what exactly it is that I'm looking at. So I color code each time frame. Everything in my 4 hour, including my 4 hour trends or 4 hour zones, they're all going to be color coded in purple. Everything representing the 1 hour is going to be color coded in blue, and everything represented by the 30 minutes is going to be color coded in orange. The reason that I do that is because I know that it's very hard for beginners to see market structure. And again, I want to make sure that you guys are able to follow along with everything that I'm saying and explaining clearly. Now that I have that disclaimer out the way, let's talk about this trade. So as you can see, looking at these thick purple trend lines, that the 4 hour structure is going in an uptrend. You can see that you have a low here, you have a high, you have a lower high, and you have another high. So that indicates to us that this 4 hour structure is going in an uptrend. And we are going to label this in a box again so that you guys can follow along. Another thing that I was looking at the beginning of the week was the fact that price kept respecting this purple 4 hour trend line. So you can see right here, price touched it, wicked out. You can see right here, price touched it again, wicked out. And at the beginning of last week, price was also sitting on this 4 hour trend line. So me, in my head, I'm anticipating the market to again touch this area, wick out, and push upward. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Push upward. Another indication to me that the 4 hour is going to continue going on this uptrend was based off my Fibonacci levels. So if we draw this fib on here, now what my mentor teaches, who is Miss Jessica Lane, the farther that price pulls back on the fib, the farther that it goes into the future. So right here, we can see that price pulled back to this 88.6% fib level. So for me, that is an indication that price is going to push all the way up to this TP2, which is this negative 61.8% fib level. So that was another confluence as to why I felt like this 4 hour was going to continue going in the uptrend. Again, remember, we're trying to tell and get the overall picture of the market. All right, so now that we have that, let's go down to our 1 hour. Again, everything in the 1 hour is represented by blue. So you have this previous 1 hour structure that was going in an uptrend. If you put a fib level on here, we can see that price came all the way to this negative 61.8%, which is a reversal level. So we know that this previous 1 hour is now about to turn into a downtrend. Also, another indication that price is now on a downtrend is right here. We have a break of this 1 hour low. Price pushed past this point. So for me, again, that is an indication that price is on a downtrend on the 1 hour. So if we put a fib level on this downtrend, we also see that this 1 hour downtrend hit a negative 61.8% fib level, which is an indication of reversal. So not only do we have price testing this 4 hour trend line, but we have price reversing right here on this 1 hour trend, which is more than one indication that price is about to go in an upward direction. So remember how I said in the beginning, the first thing that we're trying to do is tell the story of the market. So first, we talked about that 4 hour story. We have price constantly coming down to hit this 4 hour trend line, and we're also expecting price overall to push up to this level. The second story that we told was on this 1 hour trend. As you can see, as we talked about, we had price push down, pull back, and pushed all the way down here to this TP2 level, which is a negative 61.8%. And I know I'm sounding redundant. I'm just trying to make sure that you guys understand the story and what exactly that I looked at in order to get into this trade. So not only did I have the 4-hour indicating to me that price was going to push up, I also had the 1-hour telling me the same thing. So that means the next thing that I needed to look for was my entry in the market, number 2. So now we're going to go to the 30-minute and we're going to talk about the entry that I took. Let me hide this 1-hour note and show this 30-minute note. All right, so as I said before, I don't want to sound redundant, but I take my entries based off the 30-minute and 15-minute time frame. So now we are looking for confluences that persuaded me or gave me reason in order to take the entry that I did. So number 1, you can see right here that we had a break of 30-minute structure. Based off of these thick orange trend lines, price was initially going in a downtrend on this 30-minute, but it broke this structure right here to the upside before coming back down to retest. So number 1, we can put right here that 30-minute structure is now going in an uptrend, but we had that break of 30-minute structure. Number 2, you can see that this black trend line that I have, which is a 30-minute trend line, price broke it right here, represented by this red box, came up, and then came back down to retest it, which is represented by this blue box. So that was confluence number 2. Number 3, I had a green box, red box, blue box. And if you have watched my channel before or my mentor, Miss Jessica Lane's channel, you know that this green box represents when price came up to test this level as resistance, and then it broke through, represented by this red box, and it came back and tested this area as a level of support. So that was the third confluence that I had in order to enter the market. All right. And so initially, based off of these 3 confluences, this is where I took my first entry. Let me go down to the 15-minute. Let me move this right here. This is where I took that first entry. But around 7:30, we had news came out. Now, it is in my trading plan to tighten my stop loss before news comes out. This is just something that's in my personal trading plan. I know sometimes that news may wick me out, but it saved me and helped me a lot of more times than it has failed me. And because of that, my first initial entry did wick out. So I lost a profit. I lost a total of about $20 because of this first entry. But again, I was very, very confident in this trade. We had the 4-hour and the 1-hour telling me a story of how price was going to go up. And I also had this bomb ass entry. So there was no way I was about to miss this setup again. So I kind of waited to see that if price was going to give me another entry. And if it did give me another entry, I was going to pull the trigger. So right here, you can see that we have 15-minute. I'm going to mark it out by these dots because I don't have it marked off by trend lines. But you can see we have 15-minute structure right here. And then right here, we have a break of 15-minute structure. So let me color code that in pink. Oh, that's ugly. Break of 15-minute structure right there. And then we also had price break this 15-minute trend line and come back and retest it right here. So right here where this candle wicked out a little bit, this is where I entered the market for my second entry. And this was the entry that played out. So now that we have went over number 2, how I entered the market. Now we're going to go over number 3, how I exited the market. So again, the way that I exit the market is based off of my fib levels. So if we take this trend line, not trend line, but if we take this fib and draw it to the high of this 30-minute level right here. Yeah. Give or take, this wick right there, you can see that because price pulled back only to this, it barely tapped it, but this 38.2%, I'm expecting price on this 30-minute time frame, or not on this 30-minute time frame, but on this 30-minute structure to only push up into our 27.00%, which is TP1. Also, on top of that, if you zoom out, and let me pull this to the side, you can see that I have this blue 1-hour trend line coming down here. coming down from here. So for me, those were two indications that I needed to get out or be looking to get out of this trade around this point. Number three, we also had a 4-hour zone, which is color coded in purple up here. So those were three major things that were indicating to me that, okay, once price pushes up to this level, I need to pull out of this trade. For me personally, I have started taking partial profits as well. So once price pushed up and took out this recent high right here on this 15-minute structure, I pulled some of my profits out and then I pushed my stop loss into profit or break even. So now at this point it's a risk-free trade. And then I held the trade all the way up here to this stopping point, which is what I talked about previously. And I got out of the trade. So this was that trade that I took last week. And as well, or as always, I'm going to show you guys the trade on my account. I always like to show you guys the trades on my account because, again, I'm trying to be transparent. I don't want to show you guys or teach you guys about any trade that I did not take or that I cannot prove that I made money off of. So down here, these two first trades are trades that I took off or money that I made this morning. We're going to talk about those next week. But down here at this bottom where this thing, you can see this was my first entry where I lost that $21 that I talked about. This was my second entry where I took that partial profits that I talk about. And then this was what I closed out with when price hit that negative 27 TP or that 1-hour trend line that I talked about. So again, this was a great setup for me. I made a total of $128. We're going to subtract that right there because those cancel each others out. But I made a total of $128. This is a $1,000 account. So that's a total of about 12% for the week. For some people, they may be like $128. That's not a lot of money. For me, that's great. I'm able to pay my light bill with this money. My goal, again, is to show a true and transparent journey. I'm realizing that I have to run my own race in this journey, and this is something I'm going to talk about in my next video. But for right now, I am happy and content with making 12% on the account. You have to think long term. 12% on a $10,000 account, that's $1,200 in a week. Not a lot of people are making that at their day job. But anyways, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if I helped you guys in any way or any questions that you may have about anything that I just went over. Don't forget to turn on that notifications bell so that way you are notified every time that I post a video. And that's it for the week. I hope you guys have a great trading week for the rest of the week, and that's it.